answers. A very simple question I'm going to ask you. Trying to connect the word structuralism with what is called stereotypes in society. Stereotypes. Now, you and I, we, we must have read, we must have viewed a lot of stereotypes in society that are prevalent in society, isn't it? A lot of stereotypes that we wink at in society. Can you think of any one such stereotype? Each of you can give me one stereotype. Can you think of any stereotype that you've not liked, but it's been there in society for long? A stereotype. It could be on anything. It could be on people or places or things or objects or races, anything. It could be anything, but it is a stereotype. Uh, you can think first, right? Just take a minute or two, start thinking, then reflect about the various stereotypes prevalent in society, and then you can come out with once it's not one person should give me just one stereotype, right? Not more than that, because I want at least I will go in alphabetical order, right? So that everyone gets a chance. And remember, this is being recorded also exclusively for your class. Last year's YouTube video, your class, for the same class, structuralism, is also available on YouTube on my YouTube page. It's exclusively for our students. Right? So you can also access that to have a primer. You can also have a look at the interactions that they gave, right? We had in class last year. So now think about those stereotypes. Take a minute. Then you can start in alphabetical order, right? And come out with the stereotypes that you observed in society. It could be on television, it could be on the movies, it could be your seniors, or it could be, right, your forefathers, your grandparents or parents going by these stereotypes. Right? Think about it. And then you can uh, come out with your answers. Should I stop presenting now? In case you haven't noted down the text, the first one is Unit 3, Structuralism by Structuralism and Literary Criticism by Gerard Genet. The next one is Unit 4, right? Structure, sign, and play in the discourse of the human psyches. It was originally a lecture delivered by Derrida. Right. Now, shall we start with the first one in the alphabetical order? Right, Akash. Akash, you can unmute yourself and give me one stereotype. Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Akash.
Yeah, I hate this stereotype that men are not meant for tears. Like, men shouldn't cry. I
Men
could
should.
never process. Men shouldn't
Oh,
cry.
oh wow, that's a wonderful, yeah, wonderful observation. A good stereotype. Yes, it is a stereotype. Very good. Right, men shouldn't cry. Right, being a man, why are you crying? They'll say. Right? One of the movies that I watched recently, Sar Patta Paramari, there you'll find the mighty wrestlers will be crying and to their wives. I think again he's trying to redo the stereotype there by saying why shouldn't men cry? Right? Good, very good, Akash.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, that's a very insightful stereotype that is widely prevalent in society. Good. The next person, Asha Mary Alex.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, Asha. Good morning.
Sir, this is not a stereotype that's been going on for ages, but this is something I've been hearing from the time the lockdown all started. So, in Kerala, especially in my area, the lockdowns are still not completely over. There are restrictions and all. So, but whenever there are any, any freedom sort of given, so my friends are going out, they're having fun and stuff. So maybe I'll see the status or something and I'll reply, okay, so you're going out, you're having fun. And at times I'll see them sitting at home, so I'll comment on the status and they'll be like, yeah, I'm sitting at home, I'm feeling very tired. So mostly there are boys, so when they're sitting, I'll also say like, yeah, I'm also sitting for close to like 1.5 years. I just went out for like 2 3 times in the, like in these whole throughout
Pandemic
this time.
times.
So they're like, okay, then also you're a girl. Why would you feel bored when you're sitting at home? Like, would you like to go out and have fun? Like, would you like to go for trips? So I'm like, why should I not be bored when I'm in house?
Right.
Why
Right.
should I be like
Good.
happy sitting at home and don't go out? So I felt
Right.
very hurt when I heard this from my friends itself.
Right.
Yeah, I
And
heard
and
it
that
from
too male
many
friends.
different people.
Many different people. Right.
Yeah, the
Good. Very
same thing
insightful.
from,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
the same thing I heard from like many of my friends. So I felt a bit
Okay.
hurt.
Okay. Was it only from the men or also from the women also?
Um, the this particular dialogue was from boys, but
Oh,
I
boys.
have
Right. Right.
heard girls saying that at home you can do many things. You can engage yourselves in this and that. In fact, now not
That's
only
right.
from Kerala, I have
Gender-based
friends.
stereotypes.
Yeah, I have friends from all around the India. So I've
Right.
heard people
Right.
saying
Right.
this.
Right. That's true.
So it felt
Yeah.
like a new
Because bias,
stereotype is
bias in a
coming out.
perspective. Right. Very true.
Yes, sir.
Very true. Good, Arsha. Very good observation. Good. Right. Gender-based stereotypes like these. Right. So very insightful. Thank you, Arsha. Yes. Uh, and that's why it was very specific. Did it come from the boys? Sometimes even the women, no, they go by these stereotypes. That's why I was asking you again. Thank you, Arsha. Right. Adlin, Adlin, you can unmute yourself and then you can share one stereotype that you have been seeing or witnessed to in society. Then we'll have Agnes. Agnes Sosi.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Agnes. Yeah.
So I would like to share about the current thing which happened yesterday. Like I was going to a birthday party, a 4-year-old girl's birthday. So I was about to buy a birthday gift, where I saw some toys, and most of the people I asked suggestion, like in the shop itself, they said that so it is a girl, you can buy a doll. So if it is for a boy, you can buy something like trucks and all. So it is there in the society. Like if it is a girl, we have to buy only a doll, like kitchen things like that.
Again, right? Yeah, gender-based stereotypes. Yes.
Yeah.
If it is a girl, you'll have to buy only dolls, right? So for men, it should be kind of other
Yeah, cars
toys
and
like cars. See how stereotypes are cliched stereotypes, how they affect the psyche and they affect uh, the soul, right, of people also, right?
yeah, it is like
Good,
it is
very good.
really bad talk. Like it is growing from the childhood itself. So if it is a girl, they are expecting a toys and all, and if it's a boy, they are expecting like some different type of things.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
some colors also, no? Certain colors are
yeah, pink
associated
is
with
for
little
girls.
girls.
Yeah,
Look at that. Yes. Something like that. Yes. Good.
yes.
Good, Agnes. Very insightful, share that was. Yes. Adlin is there. Adlin, if you're there, you can unmute yourself. And or Nancy Joes, you can go ahead. After Nancy, we love Anne Maria. Nancy is there? Yes, Anne. Nancy,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
What's the question, sir?
The question is, yes, right. What are the stereotypes that you have seen in society? Any stereotype that you have seen or witnessed in society that has affected you? So I never wanted the stereotype in society, but it's still there. Any such stereotype?
Nothing, sir.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay. Right, right. Okay. Um, then after Ansius and Maria.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, and Maria. Yeah.
Sir, I feel that people have this misconception that girls should study simple subjects like in what you say, not math and
Literature.
science, literature, and not math and science. When she says she wants to become a scientist, people have this look that no, you are not for math and science. You should study simple subjects. You should sit at home and do craft and stuff. That's all, sir.
Good, good, very good. Right. So the humanities, especially the the arts, literature,
Yes,
especially,
sir.
they say, oh, right, you are a girl, you should go for this, not the sciences, or you can't aspire to become one. Right, good, very good. And Maria, thank you. Bhuvaneshwari,
Yes,
any
sir.
stereotype? Yes.
Mm, so, as we were talking about colors, I would like to tell that people still think that black is considered to be a bad omen. So, why do it's only black? Like, they can have other colors also as black, like bad
Good.
omen, but why is it always black? And they don't consider someone wearing black for a very good festival or for functions or on birthdays or for pujas as well. They think that black is to be ignored, but it's
Ignore.
just a color. So
Good. Color stereotypes, right? Color
yes,
stereotypes. In post-colonialism, we have a term for that. It's called chromatism. Good, very good, Bhuvaneshwari. Yes, these color stereotypes, they affect the psyche of, black literature. You'll find these stereotypes, color stereotypes, right? There is a common color stereotype, that we see in the movies also. He is white, he will not lie, right?
race is something.
Ah, exactly. Right. So color stereotypes. Very good observation. Yes. Christy, you can unmute yourself
Yes,
and give
sir. Good
us.
morning, sir.
Yes. Good morning, Christy. Yeah.
So, the stereotype which is connected with movies, as if a movie is a happy ending, it might be more appealing to the people. So,
Okay.
but more than being realistic,
Okay.
directors prefer to make their script as a happy ending, so to make it more appealing to the audience.
Okay. You mean all's well that ends well. That's what the audience want, and so the directors also go
Yes,
for
sir.
it,
Yes, sir.
right? Okay. Now, personally, Christy, what do you prefer? You prefer a happy ending or a sad ending?
Realistic movies, sir.
Realistic movies, okay,
Yes.
but most of the directors, they prefer happy endings,
Yes,
and
sir.
they
Yes, sir.
sacrifice realism, right? Good, very good, very
Yes.
good, insightful,
Thank you,
Christy.
sir.
Yes, thank you, thank you. Darshini, you can unmute yourself
Good
and give us
morning,
one
sir.
stereotype. Yeah.
Yes,
Good
sir.
morning, Darshini.
There is this stereotype where they expect a girl to be married at 23, not more than 25. So here in
Oh,
my place, generally,
that's true.
uh, before 2 years when I used to come here, I just used to roam in a night suit. I used to have a bun. But now I am getting older. I'm 21. So they don't want me to roam like this here. So they generally put that conception that I'm getting older. I should be presentable. I
See,
also have my
21,
brother.
so
Yes, 1 second, sir. So I also have a brother who is 22 and he hasn't cleared his engineering yet, but there is no pressure on him. He's just playing PUBG for 2 years. But I'm continuing my masters, but again, I'm just 21. But there is this uh, pressure of marriage on me.
right. Very
Yes.
insightful, Darshini. Very insightful. Very true. Right. 21 is too young, actually, but in some stereotypical mindsets, 21 is too old. Right. I remember a couple of years ago, I should be very confidential when I say this. I got a mail from students, second year students, right, saying, "Sir, somehow try to put me in some PhD or the other, PhD program or the other." They said, because if I'm not into PhD, doing some PhD work or the other, they will try to get me married immediately after my MA program, right? It was so shocking, like how these age-related stereotypes, especially when it comes to women, right? Just a tender young age as 21, they look at as, right, the most eligible age to get married, and beyond, like you rightly said, 23 or maximum 25. No, 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 you should not. stay a spinster, right? You will not get a good maple, right? Something like that. Good, very insightful, Darshini, right? I'll have to come back on that in our postcolonial studies class also. And you should also think of how, as an individual, as an academic individual, you could do your little might, your little, right, to ameliorate or to lessen the intensity of such stereotypes in society, right? You can think about it, right? Thinking and reflecting, right? Yes. Durga.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Durga. Yes.
Yes, sir. So this is something very common stereotype that I think every girls must have been through this. So it's just that like when we go out for a family function or something and get together or something, they expect girls to behave properly. Like they expect girls to be to respect elders or and they don't really care when boys just when they just act out. So that's the thing that I've been through. I myself have been through this. So they ask girls to sit properly, respect elders, feel shy when someone compliments and all that, but they don't really care when boys, when they don't care. So that's the thing.
That's right. Very true, Durga. I've also noticed that, in family get-togethers, or I've seen these stereotypes are reinforced again and again. When a girl laughs, she should always have a kerchief on her, and it should not be a laugh like the boys do, right? It should be just a giggle, right? A giggle is something you do without opening your mouth, whereas the boys can open their mouth from north to south, right? The girls have to just giggle, and it's like that's it. Right? She can't express herself right beyond that. Good, very true, very insightful observation. Good, Durga. Right. Now, yeah. After Durga, it is Geetanjali. Yes.
So, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning, Geetanjali.
So, it's still now I see about like 85 to 90% of women's leaving their job after getting married or giving birth to a child, though they get maternity leave of 12 to 26 weeks. Is that the only job of a woman to look after their child, or not the dad or the other persons of the family? And that's the main stereotype I see all over.
Good, very true, very true. Why should women alone renounce or resign their jobs and come back and stay at home? Let's stereotype again, right? They should alone, renounce or sacrifice on a beautiful job that they have. I remember watching this movie in Malayalam. It is called Saras. Right? I don't know how many of you have watched it. Where there is a girl who marries, but she doesn't want to have children because she doesn't want to sacrifice on her vocation or a calling. Right? She doesn't look at it as a profession. She looks upon it as a, I forgot her name. What's the name of the heroine there? Some Anna, right? Anna Ben.
Annabelle, sir, Annabelle.
Anna Ben, no? Yes, thank you, Tracy. Yes. So Anna Ben, see, I really admire the way she has come out with that in that particular role. No, so moved, especially to. I think it's a must-watch movie for us. So Geetanjali was the one who said, about the stereotype, right? Geetanjali.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, Geetanjali, you should watch this movie if you haven't, right? There,
Sure, sir.
she doesn't want to sacrifice on her vocation. A vocation means a call for a particular profession. She says, no, this is my call. Right? Why should I sacrifice on it? Very good, very insightful, Geetanjali, right? You can also think about, right? Yeah, you can also think about texts or movies or media representations where someone has tried to battle this particular stereotype, right? And because something that is close to your heart. Yes, good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yes, Harini.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Harini. Yes.
Okay, the stereotype which I'm going to say is that it has been prevalent in the society for so long. So when you come to a higher education, when you choose when you opt for engineering or medicine, it is seen as superior, and when you opt for arts and science, it's like, why arts and science? Because I have seen that within my family itself, and I think that has affected me so much.
Okay, okay. So, Harini, I have a question for you. So, did you opt for the arts and the sciences because it was enforced on you, or because it was voluntary?
No, sir, no, sir. Because if it was enforced on me, I could have chose like for engineering or medicine. It was my preference that I came here.
Oh, your preference. Good, good,
Yeah.
very good.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's a very insightful, yes, right? Stereotype that you have mentioned, the arts and the sciences vis-a-vis the engineering and the other, right? Hardcore subjects. Good, good, Harini. Thank you. We'll move on to Jesse.
So good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning, Jesse.
Sir, this one stereotype that I observed and I felt is that when I want when I see a shirt or something that I like, I'll immediately want to buy it. So something pretty when I see in the shop or anywhere online something.
Okay.
And when I ask my parents or my friends that I'm going to buy this thing and I show them, they're like, you spend like a girl, like whatever you're like, they tell me like you spend like a girl. Like girls can also spend, why can't I spend also? I'll be like that.
Okay, good, good, very good. Very thought-provoking one again, right? Comparing as if girls are huge spenders. Right? Why do you spend like, sometimes they say, why do you shop like a girl? Right? Why do you cry like a girl?
Yes, sir,
These
that's the
negative
thing. Why do you
stereotypes.
shop like a girl? That's the thing they use.
Right, right. Why do you shop like a girl? Right, spending a lot of time on clothes, as if men don't have the need for wearing good clothes on them. Good, very good, Jesse Raj. Right, appreciate it. Yes. Uh, Thank you. Now, Joan Swarna.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Joan. Yeah.
So the stereotype I want to say is that generally women are always expected to be more gentle and caring, sir. And I always wonder, like, why is it being always celebrated or adored when she is kind, and why they cannot express their true selves. So that is something I want always.
Good, very good, very good, very insightful, Joan. Yes, right. Coventry Patmore came up with the concept of the angel in the house. The woman has to be always docile, like an angel, and she has to be so gentle, right? She can't get angry. She can't get angry. She has to always have a smile on her face, and always act the guardian angel of the house. Very good, very insightful, Joan. Good, right? Thank you. Then John Melody.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, John. Yeah. You can.
I always had this question, sir. Why do boys have to carry the legacy of the family? Why does it have to be the brothers who carry the legacy of the family? Grandmothers, my grandmothers, they put the job of building a house or following in my grandfather's footsteps to my brothers, and not me, though I am better at studies than them. So I always used to wonder why does opportunity mostly.
Very good, very good. Yes. Why has it always to be patriarchal, right? Why not matriarchal? Why does the legacy always have to be carried forward only by the men folk? Very good, Joan. We must have also seen, even here MCC, you must have found Dastagir and Sons, right? There is a furniture shop, Dastagir and Sons, or uh, dash dash and brothers, not sisters, right? And sons. Any company name, any firm name will find and sons and brothers, right? So why does it always have to be legacy? Have to be patriarchal? A very insightful thought, right? Good. Thank you, Joan. Joshua.
So there's two Joshuas.
Joshua Arul. Then we'll have Joshua Sambro. Right?
Yes,
Joshua
yes,
Arul.
yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you can.
Yes. So most people will say that all men are insensitive, like they don't concern about other people's feelings. So this is the stereotype that I want to.
Oh, that most men are insensitive, right? Very
Yes.
good. That's the stereotype that you have. Yes. Why are
Yes.
you like, very insensitive? They'll say, right, about men. About the opposite about women. They're very sensitive, right? Yes, good. Very good. Very good, Joshua. Arul. Then we'll have Joshua Shangrothan. Yeah.
A very good morning, sir. For me would
Morning,
be
Joshua.
for me would be the male stereotypes in society itself. Talking with others about your issue and concern is weak. Men should figure out their personal problems without asking for help, like acting tough. A guy who doesn't fight back is weak. Guys should always be strong, even if they feel scared and nervous. Men don't do the household chores. Men should be the ones financial providers for their family, and I feel we males are also a part of human beings, so we do have emotion and feelings. So it's a very relative term about it. So that would be it, sir.
Very good. You come out with a range of wonderful stereotypes about why men alone, right, have to be like this, right? Have you watched or read any novel or watched any movie? Just you can think. You need not come out with an answer right away. You can think about it later. Also, you can tell me where this stereotype that you have mentioned is prevalent or it has been represented this way that you have said, right, Joshua? You can just have a look at it and maybe come back to me later on that, right? Jodis Joskuti.
Sir, I would like to mention about a religious stereotype. Like, I have many friends who are Muslims, but I've heard some religious leaders saying that they have this false notion in the society that Muslims are associated with terrorism or terrorist.
Very true.
So that is what I want to point out.
Very true, very true, very insightful. Yes, Jyotis. That's now I'm so happy that you have come out of the gender stereotypes and gone into the other various stereotypes that are prevalent in society. Very insightful. Like there is a movie that came out more than a decade earlier where he says, I am a Muslim. I'm not a terrorist, right? I am dash. I forgot the name. Right? I am a Muslim, but I'm not a terrorist.
My name is Khan, sir.
My name is Khan, right?
My name
Thank
is
you, thank
Khan.
you. Yeah, thank you, Asha and Sama. Yes, that's right. My name is Khan. I'm not a terrorist, right? Wonderful thought, wonderful, insightful thought that you have shared. Right? This is what in postcolonial studies also Edward Said says. Right? We'll discuss that. A very interesting stereotype that you have raised. That like pirates for the Caribbean. uh, Muslims, terrorists, Jews, right? They are always after the money, like that. Racial stereotypes or religious stereotypes that have affected the psyche of the people in general. Very good, very insightful, Jodis. Sorry, yeah, Jodis. Yeah. Then we'll have Jodis Ponnu.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Jodis. Yeah.
Sir, I want to link on with the gender profiling, the racial profiling, and the sexual profiling, sir. Like when it comes to alliance, like when the groom finds a perfect bride, they have certain set of notions that a bride should need. Like when it comes to the ethnicity, the color, the religion, the dowry, that a woman should be a knave, disciplined, calm, and composed, which I really don't know, sir. Like, they have certain thinking in their mind that they want to impose
Yardsticks.
on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like
Very true.
even in the matrimony sites, you can see like if the girl, like they will check on if the female is fair, or whether she has height and all. So when it comes to their alliance and when they meet up together, like they find out fault. Okay, I thought that you are a bit fairer, but when I see you on eye to eye, you are different. but I cannot accept all kind of things like this, sir. It's very it's like I because I've seen it through my cousin's life, sir. Like they even they don't have any courtesy to ask in front of us all these type of questions.
It's true.
So I think
Very true,
it's very
Joyce.
difficult to accept nowadays, sir. Yeah.
Right. It's very true. Right? This has been widely prevalent in society, rather. Right? The way they profile means gender profiling or sexual profiling or color profiling, especially. Right? Horrible. Right? How they have certain yardsticks, as you rightly said, certain yardsticks, certain parameters for themselves as benchmarks. Who gave these benchmarks for that a girl should have this amount of jewels on her, or she should give this amount of dowry to pass off as a good bride? Otherwise, she's not a good bride, right? You came empty-handed to her house, right? A stereotype again. Very insightful point that you raised. Have you watched or have you read any novel or watched any movie that has risen up against the stereotype? You can think about it. Not now necessarily. You can later when we discuss. Have you watched a movie or have you read a novel or a short story where these profilings, sexual profiling or gender profiling or color profiling, has been, resisted tooth and nail? Right? Think about it. We'll discuss that in detail. Uh, we'll stop with the next one, Karan. Right? Then we'll continue in the next class. Karan, you can.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So this incident happened like pretty recently, and I think many people would be aware of this about the Lucknow girl issue. Um, so what triggered me is that I saw most of my friends post statuses saying that this is the result of the so-called woman empowerment, or this is the result of feminism itself. So what angered me is that the women, they all fix an ideal that women need to be perfect, that women are not capable of being, arrogant or committing crimes like this, and they just want that perfect ideal to be true, and in the end they sort of blame the entire women empowerment or the equality which we are fighting for is the reason for women to turn against men or something like that. They think that we become male haters or stuff like that. And that is a new stereotype that is coming up, that women empowerment will lead women to turn against men or overpower men, and that is a very new stereotype that is rising nowadays. And also I would like to add something to what Jyotis said. This idea of being perfect is also uh, is very much prevalent in this marriage and matrimony as well. Recently my cousin, they've been like looking for alliances to get her married. So she's a very fashionable person. She dresses up like fashionably and in a modern trendy way. So what my aunt and everyone told her is that please don't post pictures or stuff like that now, because you are in the age of getting married. So what if people look at pictures like this and break away the alliance or something? So my question is, why should we fake ourselves to get somebody's approval?
It's very true. Very, very true. Right? So women's empowerment itself becomes a threat to the patriarchal conditioning. Right? Women's empowerment itself, right? They in the sense the patriarchy, they have ideals for women and they use certain yardsticks. Let's see, this is what happens when women's empowerment happens. So very insightful, Karan. We'll continue on this. And those of you who have shared your ideas so far, you can think of particular texts or particular movies or in the media especially. I'll just give you an example. One of my students in the year 2003, his name is Melvin, right? He did a project on stereotypes regarding women in the newspaper. He took 10 days newspaper of a particular newspaper, right? Uh, for example, the Hindu, right? In a row, 10 days. And he just looked at the advertisements that came up in the newspapers in the 10 days, and then he cut them, right? And he showed us how stereotypes, I'm talking about the year 2000, not 3, 2002, right? When women related stereotypes. A woman was with Prestige pressure cooker, a Preeti pressure cooker, Preeti cannot guarantee. A woman was there, right? I give guarantee for. And there was a vacuum cleaner. A woman was there. An old lady was there near a vacuum cleaner, and she was saying, right, this is the best. So women related stereotypes like that, right? So you can also look at how these stereotypes are being perpetuated in civil society. Who perpetuates it? Does the media have a say, or does the parents have it, or the forefathers, or foremothers, or whoever? Like you can think about it. If you have come across any such text, movie, or written, right? Thank you so much. We've had a very engaging, enlightening discussion. This is the beginning of what we call practicing theory, and this is something so unique, only to a select, privileged few, that is you and me and we as literature surgeons or literary surgeons. Thank you so much. We'll continue in the next class. The others after Karan, Kadiravan, and I think one girl today missed out on, right? Maybe she muted it and she went elsewhere, right? So the others from Karan downwards will be doing it in the next class. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, actually we have a different set of syllabus with us, sir. We don't have the syllabus you showed us today, sir.
Okay, but this is the one that Professor Monson shared with me yesterday.
Okay, sir.
Susan, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah,
If possible,
Monson
could you
shared with
share
me
it with us,
yesterday.
sir?
So, oh yes, yes, I can share it with you. I will send you the entire BA and MA syllabus that I have in one PDF copy.
Sure, sir.
I have it with me. I will
Sure.